1780, the Southern Strategy. Now, the British knew that there were a lot of loyalists in the South, and they hoped that they would rise up and join them and fight their way up towards New York.
And 1780 was not a good year. In fact, we suffered the worst defeat of the war when 8,000 redcoats under the command of Henry Clinton surrounded the army at South Carolina's Charleston. Now, at the end of that battle, we lost 3,400 men.
2 weeks later, we lost at the Battle of Waxhaws. Our men surrendered to the dragoon commander by the name of Banstre Tarleton, nicknamed Bloody Tarleton. He earned that reputation because men who surrendered to him were still cut down by the sword.
So in August, Horatio Gates, who wanted my job and took over the command of the South, ended up being defeated at the Battle of Camden by Britain's Lord Charles Cornwallis. And he showed his absolute bravery when he fled the battlefield.
Gates is a friend of mine.
Oh, and don't you know how to pick 'em?
Well, Nathaniel Greene took over command of the South.
And Nathaniel Greene was the best strategist that I had.
Speaking of pals, there were some interesting developments in Philadelphia with your pal, Benedict Arnold.
Well, Benedict Arnold was crippled at the Battle of Saratoga. And so, with the evacuation of Philadelphia in 1778, I made him military commander of that city, a decision I deeply regret.
Arnold had befriended Tories, more appropriately named loyalists to the British Crown. He became very close to them, and in fact he married one of them by the name of Peggy Shippen. He profited from his position and undermined all our efforts to remove and hang these traitorous loyalists.
Speaking of Southern strategies, you actually threatened to pull Pennsylvania out of the war and secede.
Well, it seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Really? You left me with no choice but to publicly reprimand Benedict Arnold, and you played right into Peggy's hands.
Well, Peggy Shippen was basically
hot.
Yeah, she was.
She was too hot to try.
Yeah,
Now what do you got?
Talk about sinning. Ooh. Anyway, she was friends with Major John Andre, who was the head of British military intelligence. Now, she was able to convince her husband, Benedict Arnold, who was deeply in debt, to collaborate with Major Andre so that, pay him under the table, alleviate the debt. So he provided him with intelligence and tried to betray West Point, our men at West Point.
By some kind fate, divine providence, perhaps, we found Andre with the detailed intelligence on him. And it was information that he could have only gotten from Benedict Arnold.
Now, when Benedict Arnold heard that Major Andre was captured, he was able to escape at the last minute. But he did get away, and then Henry Clinton appointed him general. And he attacked our own men, burned our own cities. John Andre, on the other hand, well, he was eventually tried and hanged.
He was a nice guy. In 1780, closed with a major engagement between the Loyalist and the Patriot militia at Kings Mountain, and I am happy to say that the Patriot militia annihilated the Loyalists and killed their leader, Major Patrick Ferguson. Now, with that happening, instead of Lord Cornwallis and his army heading up through North Carolina, they had to regroup in South Carolina. And that was what you would call a major reversal. Not bad. Good catch. I step out of character every once in a while and compliment you.
Does Martha know you talk that way?
I talk to her like that every night.
Anyway, too much information. Peggy Shippen was friends with Major John
So
Andre.
much that I make. I said it. Okay, let's start over again.